Hey guys, Chris here from Cohesive Friendship Unit. I am here with Jeremy,
Hello.
Jake,
Hello.
and Brian.
What's going on?
Do you guys know what's coming up in a month?
I think it's E3.
June 1st.
June.
June 3rd,
no.
actually. June 1st
Yeah,
is coming up
no,
in less than a
no,
month.
but more importantly, E3 is just about a month away. So we are going to start a 3-part series where we take a look at the big three, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, and talk about kind of what we hope we're going to see, what we think we're going to see, hopes and dreams all around. But real quick, we really like talking to you guys in the comments. Keep that up. Likes are super appreciated. Subs are even more super appreciated. All right, we're ready to roll. We're ready to rock. Microsoft. Oh, how you have disappointed us since 2013. What do we
Only
want,
since
guys?
2013.
All right. Let's because Microsoft is in just such a state. We'll get to that state, but just let's hit it hard. What do you guys want? Dream announcement at the Microsoft presser.
Microsoft press release. We are going to stop vomiting all over ourselves in public as a company because it is unbecoming and it is not a good way to live our lives. Thank you.
Signed.
That's what I hope for Microsoft. Will it happen? Absolutely not. They're going to come out with some sort of ridiculous hardware peripheral that you're going to have to stick in your butt, and it's going to take all sorts of, it's going to track you. It's going to know what you want to buy before you want to buy it. Like, enough with this Cortana shit. Like, figure out how to separate your game stuff from your computer stuff and do it. Or drop the game stuff altogether. Admit that Xbox was a good run, but now it's too hard to compete with Sony and Nintendo because, honestly, here at Microsoft, we're a bunch of fuckheads. And, no, okay, I mean, seriously, who comes out with an operating system that you can use for free, right? Which is effectively what Windows 10 is. Spoiler alert.
Linux?
Like, they yeah, but
they're a bunch of
you
commies.
can use it for free, or you can pay for it, and it will let you change the desktop background. Like, Microsoft does not have their shit together, and it is extremely clear from everything that they do that whatever they come out with is going to be vastly overshadowed by Sony and Nintendo.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I am gonna say,
dude. You said hit him hard.
I could not agree with Brian any more than I possibly do.
I just want a new IP. That's kind of what I want. I want a big new IP. I want a hit. That's what I'm looking for.
But Chris, here's the question. Because I was gonna say there's only one thing that even remotely matters if
Halo?
Microsoft announces it: Halo 6. But if they announced Halo 6, I wouldn't buy an Xbox.
It would have to be on PC.
Yep.
Well, it would be on PC. It has to be on PC.
No. But so Microsoft, like Brian's right. They're done. They got to throw in the towel. Like it's just over.
That's why I was saying, like,
in terms
honestly,
of gaming.
yeah.
Well, what I mean, no, you had it exactly right. They either have to delineate their shit, or they have to just give up on having a console.
I was trying to give them a chance. You guys just tore right in. No, I mean
they don't deserve a
they're so
chance.
fucked.
That's what I was
All the
saying.
money in the
They've
world.
got Gears. They've got
As-
good IP. that
Oh
they
my
can
god,
leverage.
dude.
And none of us have an Xbox.
Yeah. Well, no. As much as I would like Halo
Really?
6, I would prefer at this point over Halo 6 that they just get their act together and launch some cool looking new IP, because I don't necessarily want them to fail. I want them to do well. It's embarrassing how they
What is the path forward to them doing well realistically?
launching IP. If we get
One new IP.
one. Okay.
They're
No,
so in the hole. It's almost unimaginable how they
Right.
crawl back.
Because-
Here's how they fix their issues. They announced Halo 6 at E3. They
Yeah.
announced their new big Battle Royale game at E3.
Which is exclusive?
lukewarm. They have Battlegrounds.
They launched
Yes, but it's going
Microsoft
to be
Midtown
better.
Motor Madness 4, which has online support and is like a GTA-esque thing for people that grew up with it and loved it and want to see it return so desperately. because it represents a lost part of their
It was a
childhood.
deep cut.
I mean, you're saying dreams, man. That's what I want.
Hold on, I want to hear Jake. What's the rest of your roadmap?
That was really it.
So
Okay.
Their only
Halo
hope is
and
Halo.
like a
They
new.
need to get Gears of War back. Although
I don't
think
think
they
that's
said
enough.
Gears is done. I don't remember.
Gears sold extremely poorly.
Most
And it was
people
a
aren't going
very-
to buy. Most people aren't going to buy an Xbox and a PlayStation.
Well, they don't need to buy an Xbox if they still publish games for the PC. They'll be doing just fine.
I don't know that they'll be doing just fine.
So I have a new idea. All right, I'm gonna say 2 olds and a new. We're gonna this is my new dream. It's a little bit more
New
fun.
dream.
We get a Halo 6 announcement. We get a new IP announcement, and on top of that, we bring back an old guy because they do actually have some kind of good exclusives from way back in the day. They have Steel Battalion, they have Jade Empire, they have, I'm already kind of starting to struggle, but they have Crimson
I have
Skies.
not heard of
They
either of those.
they have they
Star
were well
Wars
regarded.
games.
Yeah, so
They have
so,
Star Wars Commandos, Republic Commandos.
so I guess what I'm saying is
Microsoft Midtown Motor Madness.
they also have all the rare IP. They could do Banjo-Kazooie 3. They could.
Yeah, but
So-
they
so
would
here's-
fuck that up so
They,
bad.
well, they own. Yeah. So here's what I want. I want Halo 6. I want an old boy to come back, and I want a new guy on the block. That's what I want. That's what I
That's
think
a
would
good wish
rebound
list.
it. That's what I think
Yeah.
would rebound it.
Would rebound what?
Would put Xbox on a
You think that would-
trajectory where we do not think of them as a joke.
You don't mean that.
Well, I wouldn't think of them as a joke.
Yes, you would. They would. Then they would have 3.
yeah,
good games.
Xbox is
Well,
like
3
in the Wii U status. Like they need to come up with
But
something.
they're not
that-
innovators. Like with Nintendo, they're such a wild card. They can come back with a Switch and just be like, "Oh, Switch."
Right.
Like Xbox isn't going to come out with some bizarre shit. They're going to come up with like weak sauce PlayStation with worse library.
It's frustrating because they have the hardware. The Xbox One X is way superior to the PS4 Pro,
yeah.
and it's new. It's not like an old thing. It came out in this past holiday, 2017. So they have the hardware. They just need some
There's
software.
nothing to use.
Come
They
on,
just bungled
literally,
the fuck out of it
literally
for like
any
a decade and a
software.
half.
Come on, man. Just give
Well,
me-
unless they come out with some VR hardware that's like
ooh,
earth shattering.
Ryan.
But I
So-
think that it's extremely unlikely. Microsoft has not come out with good hardware.
They said
in-
their HoloLens is no longer for gaming, so I don't think that's going to happen.
So there goes that theory. So
Well,
they essentially torpedoed their own ship. It just went around in a circle and
Right.
like they do, like they do.
Like they do.
God damn. Yeah, I'm trying.
Ryan's
to help.
original prediction was so spot fucking on.
It was.
Like
It
they're going
was.
to come out with Cortana like fucking suppository. That's what it's going to be.
I mean, we're
yeah,
gonna
or
wind
like one of those Echo Dot type things that's just Cortana. Except
So-
like
so-
how would one of those blue screen? Like that's what you have to consider.
How would you have blue screen it?
How do you blue screen Cortana? So, I guess any new hardware, any chance.
Yeah, that's what they're
There's a
going
high
to do.
chance of new hardware. I think they're going to be banking on some stupid new
It's gonna be
hardware that
stupid
nobody
as
wants,
fuck.
like the fucking Kinect.
I think they're going to do voice integration for the Xbox.
They
Yeah.
had voice
Oh,
integration.
Jake's so right.
They had it, Jake. They had it on Connect.
They're
And
gonna
people
bring it
liked
back.
And you know
They're
what they
going to turn
did?
it into like
They got rid
They
of
ran it into the ground. This is upsetting. This is
I mean,
we're starting
Chris,
this 3-part series on such a bad, sad note.
Let's be real here. We're talking about a company that took down IBM. Like that's this is what Microsoft has become.
This is like, I mean, they could push out like a fucking Fable game if they wanted. That could be
It
good,
would be
maybe.
shit.
That's actually not a, that's not a bad
I'd
that's
like
not
to
a
see
bad
Fable.
guess.
They'll have
That would
Ori
get some
Blind
attention.
Forest too. So
They'd be
yeah,
better
they have
off-
that. Wow,
they'd
Jake,
be
they have a
better off-
2D platformer.
They'd be better
That's
off
a
with
good
coming
one.
up with something new than digging something up out of the closet because
That's why I said
People
I
are
want a
gonna
new
have-
IP.
they shouldn't go back at all though, because that's like fans of the original games. It's going to be just like Sonic, like all of the bad Sonic games. People are just going to be like, why isn't this like it was back in 1994 or whatever?
So let's talk about some like almost guaranteed showings. Crackdown 3, which holy fucking shit. This game was shown off in 2012 at the Xbox One's unveiling. And this was the game where they said Xbox had what's called cloud computing, which isn't a thing, where they were going to run server-side procedures in the cloud and shoot it back down client-side so your graphics could be, quote, as good as like a server room of processing power. And like, one, that's
Totally,
bullshit.
man.
One, that's bullshit. Two, that game is still not out and it doesn't even look good. So we have Crackdown 3. That's almost definitely going to be at the show. We have Forza Horizon 4, which actually people really like the Forza Horizon series, if that's your cup of tea. And we're going to be getting Ori and the Blind Forest 2. So a side scroller, a very development hell, seemingly trapped, maybe will never come out game, Crackdown, and a game that people actually like, Forza Horizon.
Yeah, but that's like a yearly franchise, effectively. Like,
But
it's like Gran
there's-
Turismo. Like they
there's-
come
they
out
switch-
all
yeah.
the time. Like
They switch between like the Forza 7, Forza Horizon, Forza 8, Forza
and like
Horizon.
it's not like you're Bruce Willis or whatever. Like you're just driving the fucking car. You just race other cars. You can't. There's
Yeah.
no innovation there.
But I think I know the answer, but is this exciting? Is that like exciting?
Yes.
It is?
No.
My take is
Those
rock
are
solid.
so exciting.
I'm gonna drop another bombshell on you guys. I think that the big release is gonna be Office 365 for Xbox 360. You can take your productivity with you everywhere. You imagine like if you could do
On your
PowerPoints
Xbox?
and edit Word documents on an Xbox, like
Do you think the Xbox One can even do pivot table?
oh dude, like imagine if they did that with VR. It would be just like Minority Report.
Be trapped
You
in
could, like
pivot
wave
tables.
your hands around, and you could make PowerPoint presentations, and you could make those fucking flow charts and all that shit. You
Right.
can everything, man. That's
See?
what they're coming out with.
I'm telling you what they're coming out with right now. Okay, are you ready?
Hit me.
Microsoft Paint Adventures for Xbox One.
Ooh,
You heard it
I like
here
it.
That's,
first.
I like
that's
it.
why they took it out.
That's why they took it out of.
That's why they
PC.
took it
It's
out of Windows
Xbox.
10.
It's Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, it's an Xbox exclusive.
They're saving
now.
that one for the fans. They're
So
saving that one for the console
they had,
audience.
what if they had like a 3D mode where like you were painting on a
But in
horizontal
3D?
surface, but it's the ground, so you like
But in 3
squirted
dimensions?
paint out of your chest or whatever. I mean, not like that way, but like you know what I mean. Like you're just like you're like a dude, and you got a paintbrush or whatever.
It's called
and you squirt-
Splatoon, Brian.
You're a stick figure and
Yeah,
you just
but like it
you're a
was,
stick-
it was MS Paint with that kind of mechanic on top of it. That would be fun. That would be a blockbuster.
It's called
dude.
Splatoon. Dude.
you're a
It is
poorly
blockbuster.
rendered 3D model and you
but
have
there wouldn't
paint
be-
out of your chest.
Yeah, pretty well. No, there would be no. You wouldn't be able to ever see yourself. You'd just be kind of like disembodied hands.
Oh,
But
I like
it wouldn't
seeing
be like
yourself.
Splatoon because
Is
no
this
one
the
would
third
like
person?
ruin your art, dude. Like there wouldn't be other people. Like there wouldn't be people coming in
Single-player
and
game
making other colors. Yeah,
Yeah.
1P.
but it's always online.
Oh yeah.
for sure for the DRM. You know,
So it sounds like you guys are fairly pessimistic. Has Xbox just like lost this generation? Like, should they just like pack it up, pick it
they
up
had
on
this,
the
dude,
Xbox
they
2?
had this generation, and then they were.
They never
complacent.
had this. They
Yeah,
never
they did,
had it.
dude.
When
Yeah,
did they have
did.
it? I will argue
When Halo
to
3
the
came
moon. Halo 3 was last gen, dude.
That was 360. Dude.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's when they
Oh,
had us.
oh,
And then
okay.
they stayed complacent.
No,
and
Oh,
but
he
they
meant
lost
this
us.
video game generation.
Yeah,
Oh,
this like Xbox.
no.
Yeah,
No, the kids that are coming up now, no.
Yeah, they're cooked.
They're cooked. Okay, so like, should they even try, or should they gear up for an Xbox 2 in like 2020?
they
like,
should
put-
just make Halo.
Well, you know they're gonna ruin it though.
That's so
Halo
true.
5 was fairly poorly.
My caveat was going to be they have to make
Yes,
Halo 6,
Halo.
but it has to be good.
Well, it has to be on the
Because
But
PC.
that
Halo,
seems like too
Halo
much to
6
ask
is
for.
going to be like Halo
just-
6 is going to be like Pokemon Fire Red. Like it's just
do
going to be
like-
Halo 3 with better graphics.
Just do a Halo 3 remaster with like the Halo 2 remaster graphics. It'll
And get
be
your
happy.
It'd be so
$25.
bad. They should
Oh,
bring
no.
back like a new Age of Empires or a new
They
Age
did.
of Mythology. No, like a new one. Not
They
a
did.
remastered Age of
Okay.
Empires 3.
That's
Well,
a
they-
decent idea.
Yeah.
Age of Empires 4.
So I don't want to be a dick and like shoot down promising ideas, but Halo Wars 2 sold abysmally.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. So like this gen, they pushed out Halo 5, sold terribly. Gears 4 sold terribly. Halo Wars 2 sold terribly. These are like their biggest IP. Quantum Break, which was the developers of Alan Wake, so very well respected crew, first party, sold terribly. So they're like they're just I don't know, man.
I mean, has anything on Xbox One sold well? The Xbox One hasn't sold well.
I mean, it sold well enough. There's 30 million units out there.
How many
Yeah, but
Switches
they're
are
not-
there?
The Switch is about 20 at the moment.
Uh-huh.
PUBG sold
And
well
the Switch
on the
launched
Xbox.
once.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
PUBG
so
did.
sad.
Why would you want to play PUBG on an Xbox? Ever.
Because you have an Xbox and you want to play PUBG. But I meant it's sad for Xbox.
Yeah.
It's not sad for Xbox. They
A
played their
broken ass
cards-
PC game came out and it was like a notably good seller for their terrible system.
No, the Xbox is
Who's
they got
now the Xbox
complacent. They
subs?
were complacent with their success, and they lost their spot on top. It's your own damn fault. If
I don't think they're
Microsoft wanted
complacent.
to
I think it's just mismanaged.
I do. I
Right,
agree.
well,
I
that's
think
what I'm
it's
saying. Like
they need to get some first party studios together. They need to get their act together. They have the money. Just invest it.
right.
They have almost
Well,
infinite money.
They
Exactly.
had the money. Like,
Bill Gates has the money.
yeah, well, he's not with Microsoft anymore, is he?
Oh, is that true?
No, he's
No,
he's
fuck.
gone.
But even
He's
when they
just
try
jacking.
and do good IP, they have. I mean, they had Sea of
They
Thieves,
fuck it
which
up.
was trash.
It's too
Gears
many
4
cooks.
Didn't sell well. Halo
Sunset
4 didn't
Overdrive
sell
came
well.
out in 2014 as like original, well received, but the Xbox it was never since launch in a good spot.
Yeah.
So this is sad.
So we got everyone ready for E E3.
Yep. So guys, that's super hype. I hope everyone is super hype. No, but I mean, what do we think is this will be the last closing discussion, because clearly we do not have a lot of faith or hope or aspirations. What should the Xbox brand become? Like, should we get an Xbox 2? Should we consolidate it down into like basically the Windows games store, where it just basically becomes PCs, or should they just ditch it, move on?
All right. I'm sorry to drop another bombshell on you.
No,
guys,
that's
but I'm gonna drop another bombshell on you guys. The Xbox 2 should be just a controller, right? And it's a controller that works with PCs of a certain spec. You buy Xbox games and it'll work with the controller, and it'll work with computers that have a certain baseline spec. The controller itself, you'll be able to load things like videos and media files on it and use it with anybody that has whatever sort of TV receiver they put with this. So you'll be able to put like your media files on it or your movies or whatever and bring it to your friend's house, and it'll just connect to their Xbox receiver that's connected to their TV. But I think that if they're smart, they would minimize their hardware cost and offload as much of that capability to the very capable, if we're being honest, like the PCs nowadays, even an average PC is really quite capable. Leverage that capability. You have the Windows operating system, phase out the console thing as we know it now, because that idea is effectively obsolete. Do something else.
Whack. I mean, I think that they should just. I think I've said this in a past video, that they should just rebrand Xbox from a console to essentially a Steam machine that runs Windows. So a PC. Basically, it's a PC where they will work with developers and publishers and, essentially guarantee it as a generation. So It's you
Right,
buy
but-
the box, and then you're guaranteed, the next 5 years you'll
So
be
think-
running at a certain spec.
Look at it this way: you get some sort of Steam-esque interface that has the Xbox name on it, and if you download that interface, every single game that you buy with that interface will work with your hardware. Then when
Yeah,
they want
that's
to
what I'm
upgrade
saying.
it, yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Except
They-
instead of a controller, I'm still talking like an actual
They're-
Like you buy a PC that's brand, like you buy an Alienware. It's a brand.
right. And you offload you put the expensive hardware in the PC that the person already has, and you make the Xbox like a gaming accessory.
Oh yeah, see, that's where
That's what I'm kind of
just
saying.
Yeah, and I'm just saying like just sell like basically an Alienware brand, but with Microsoft's backing on it. That's all.
They're gonna lose a lot of money on that, I think.
Yeah. Well, I would argue the Steam Machine failed because it ran Linux. But
Yeah.
Jeremy, Jake, do you have a future?
I mean, I wouldn't want to see them stop making Xboxes because I think it would be bad just to have just the PlayStation and just whatever Nintendo comes out with.
Yeah,
they don't really
because
compete.
yeah, they don't compete. Yeah.
But I think it would make a lot of sense if Microsoft just turned into a publisher because they have the money, they have the studios, they have the resources to just be a publisher. And their
Yeah.
games that I would buy a lot of their games if they were on PC.
Well, every game is on PC as of a few years ago.
Yes. Well,
Have you
is
bought
Gears on?
bought Gears? Yeah, Gears 4 is on it. Horizon 3 is on it. Cuphead's
Okay,
on
I
it.
guess there's the caveat of don't
Halo
make
Wars
people
2
go
is on
through
it.
the shitty Windows Store.
I was going to bring this up. This is a crucial.
Because
Then you gotta use games for Windows Live, man.
You
That's-
can't compete with Steam.
Yeah, Steam is too good.
It's too dominant.
Well, there's
You got
enough
something,
people
Jay?
out there to compete. So
What's up?
You got something?
I meant to Jake.
Yeah, but in general.
Yeah, I do, but I want to hear what Jake said.
no, I was just saying, there's enough Steams out there. Like there's Steam, GOG, Origin. Like just publish
Yeah.
games. Don't try and be a store as well.
How could you leave out Uplay?
Oh,
You
that's
son of a
exactly.
bitch.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, fuck having a launcher store. Like, yeah, if you were going to go that route, just publish the games. But that's kind of, I think that's an option. I think we had talked in an earlier episode about like if you want to pursue a console future in your Xbox. I think the way to do it would be to stop trying to compete with Sony in like the hardware race, the arms race, and with the strong caveat, as Chris said, that the Xbox One X is the most technologically pretty solidly more sophisticated and more powerful than the
It's
PS4
it's significantly
Pro.
better.
With that decent caveat, like I think that the right model, like if you were looking for an audience here where you like could build yourself back up and like appeal to a group of people, it would be like be cheaper, like stop like fuck trying to be like 4K 60 frames per second. Just be like, no, it's 1080p 30 frames per second and it costs $160 and we're not selling it at a loss and you have access to a lot of games. If you could make that happen, I think that would be one way to go about it. If I agree, it would be bad for the industry if Xbox stuck out. But I think Jake's option is solid too. Just throw in the towel and publish games.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting that at least more or less all of us, but to an extent, the vast majority of us think that an Xbox 2 just, push out the sequel with better hardware is not the solution.
They would lose again.
Yeah, yep. Okay, cool. I think we've covered it. This was probably the most optimistic start to a 3-part series ever.
It only goes uphill from here.
That's true. Actually, it really does, because I think we're all, well, I'm particularly hyped for Sony coming off of God of War, but I think we're
interested.
yeah, Brian's interested, and I think we're all feeling that Nintendo is probably gonna have a biggie. Yeah, so it should be fun. All right, Brian, do you want to send them off?
Thanks a lot, Chris, and be sure to let us know the strangest recurring nightmare you've had of being chased by a cyborg Bill Gates down in the comments there. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and also make sure you click that little diggy up in the top right-hand corner of your screen so you stay updated with all the cool stuff going on here at the Cohesive Friendship Unit. That's all for me tonight, Chris.
All right, guys, you heard the man. Follow through, please. We will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.